guys, it's Bryony, welcome back to my channel. First of all, please excuse the lighting. I may look kind of pale and like Casper the Ghost at the moment. It's because it's really grey and drizzly here in the UK, and so I'm having to film this with my living room light on, which is incredibly yellow. So to balance that, I've had to change the camera settings around a bit, and it's going to make me look like I'm about to faint probably, but we can deal with that hopefully. So I've had this number of requests for this video recently, which is to do an updated Cloth Nappy Stash video and sharing like my favourites and some tips and tricks, which given that the last Cloth Nappy video I did I think was a couple of years ago, and since then I've had much more time to use the nappies and try them out and try different ones out and see which I like, I thought this would be the perfect time to do an update. So first of all, if you follow my channel, you probably might be thinking this is a little bit off topic, but obviously I talk about cloth menstrual pads mostly and cloth nappies. A lot of you may be having children or thinking about having children in the future and using cloth nappies, and it may be useful for you to know what I find works and what doesn't, or maybe you've tried using cloth nappies and you're frustrated because it's not working for you, you're leaking or what have you. So hopefully I'll be able to share some tips and tricks in this video. For me, as you guys are aware, I'm increasingly environmentally conscious. I'm trying to do my bit for the planet, so sustainability is a really big thing for me. It's part of my personal beliefs and ethics. So I do like to use cloth nappies where possible. Now, I don't use them full time. If you're not familiar with my channel, I have been a babysitter, a nanny. I've also been in recent years a host for refugee mums with babies and young children, and they've sometimes used the cloth nappies then, and then most recently I became a foster carer. So they have had a lot of situations, scenarios where these have been used, and several children have gone through them, so I do have a good idea of how they work in different genders and also slightly different ages, so hopefully that will be useful information to pass on to you. So we're going to start off with my fitted stash. Now, fitted cloth nappies are basically nappies where the entire nappy is made of absorbent fabric and then you use a waterproof cover over the top. The pros to this is they tend to be very absorbent, so if you've got heavy wetting children, you'll almost always be fine with the fitted. I have used fitteds on heavy wetters before and they are great. The cons, and they're also really good night nappies as well. If you want to use nappies overnight, you're good to go with the fitted. The cons to it are that they tend to take a long time to dry because there are so many layers in there to make them so absorbent, and also that they're quite expensive to build a stash with because the fitted nappies tend to be sort of similar price to the all-in-ones, but you then need to buy covers to go over the top of them. So that's the only real downside, but they are very absorbent. So the first one here is a Little Lamb size 1 bamboo nappy. I love this one, it fits so nicely. It's Velcro, so it goes on really easily. And Little Lamb, you get really good value for money. They're quite affordable, and it comes with an extra bamboo booster and a fleece lining inside, so it's a good investment, this one. Next one, this is a Bambinex microfiber fitted nappy. I would honestly say not worth buying a microfiber fitted nappy. It's not absorbent enough. You might as well go for cotton, hemp or bamboo. I find this one isn't absorbent enough for any heavy wetters, and it's quite bulky as well, so it's not really a good favourite of mine, that one. Wouldn't recommend it. Then I have a couple of the Totspot Bamboozle nappies. These are also really absorbent, and they come with like this extra tongue that snaps in. This is really good because for girls you have it long, and with boys, the general rule is boys you want more absorbency at the front, so you just fold it up for that, so it works really well. And these are really good. Again, these ones, and also I should say the Little Lamb. The Little Lamb is my longest drying nappy. It takes forever to dry this one. This one also takes a long time. Like I said before, so bamboo in general is a fabric that takes a long time to dry, but it's so absorbent, and I'll talk about that at the end. But these ones do take a while. I have one that's been dyed here in red. That they don't come like this, but again, it's got that fold up. I think I have another one. Oh wait, no, I have another two. So I have a couple of the Bamboozles, and they are generally really good nappies. This is a Mama Knows bamboo fitted. This one's really great. It has like 2 tongues on the inside. So this one folds there, and you've got 2, so it's really absorbent. Never had a leak through this nappy. Again, if you've got a boy, you can just fold that bit up and just put it on that way. I love the colour as well. So this is Bamboo Velour, I think. And then finally, I have a whole stash of these dyed, I think these are by Motheries. Oh no, these are One Life nappies, which apparently are one size. I wouldn't say they're one size personally. I think they're more like a sort of medium sized nappy, and these are just cotton terry. They're quite absorbent, but I don't tend to use these ones that much. Alright, so that was my fitted cloth nappy stash. Now moving on to the covers that you need to use on top of them. I have this nice sort of tealy green one, which is by Rumperoos, and I have to say Rumperoos make really good covers. When you're buying a fitted cover, my personal advice would be get one that's what we call double gusseted. You can see how it has like 2 gussets here, and they will call it double gusseted in the description. So there's like double elastic, and it just helps keep everything in here. You are not going to get any poop explosions through these nappies. That's the other great thing about fitteds. I've never had a poop explosion go through them. They will hold everything. They are like bomb proof, these nappies. So that's the Rumperoos one. This is a really good one. This is the Velcro type. Then I have another Rumperoos in the yellow, which is just the popper type, and these are great too, Rumperoos, because they put elastic at the front over the belly, so it's always got a snug fit. These are really, really good covers. Highly recommend them. I have this Humpty Dumpty print Tot Spots stretch wrap, I think it's called, size 1. Honestly, don't particularly like this one, not very good, don't use it very often. And it's almost impossible to get over the fitted nappies, and again, it's not double gusseted, wouldn't recommend that one. I have this red cover, which I think is by a brand called Sweet Pea. The label says, "Isn't your Sweet Pea worth it?" But that's very long label, but there's the logo if you want to look at it. This one doesn't have elastic at the front, but is double gusseted and works really well. The elastic at the front is like an added bonus, but it's not a necessity, and this is a proper one, so that one works quite well. And then finally, I have this Smart Pants, is it Smarty? Smarty Pants, nice blue nappy, which has Velcro fastenings too. It's not double gusseted, but it has this interesting way that you can adjust the width along the back by making it narrower. You can snap them up to make them smaller, or undo them to make them bigger, so it has a larger sort of age group that it fits. I will say it is still quite a big nappy though. You're not going to be using this on a tiny baby, but for a one size nappy it does cover quite a bit. It's not double gusseted, so it's not my favourite, but I do use it quite a bit. It is a good one. So those are all my covers. The great thing about the covers is if you're using them with a fitted nappy, you don't need to change the cover every time you change the fitted nappy, because especially if it's just a wet one, all you need to do is take this off, wipe it down, leave it to air dry, put another one on with a new nappy, and then you can kind of switch between the two until you get a dirty nappy, in which case you put them all together in the wet bag. But that is one thing to bear in mind, you don't need as many covers as you do the fitteds. Now we're going to move on to the all-in-ones and all-in-twos that I have, and these are some of my favourite nappies. So first off, I'm going to start with my Bambooty Basics range nappies. I love these nappies. They are a Basics range by Bambooty, which means they're like more affordable. I think they're around the £11-12 mark, which for a full fitted like all-in-one nappy or all-in-two nappy is a really good price, and they work so well. So I actually originally got these when they first launched a couple of years back. And when they got the first batch in, they were made improperly, so they only had 2 layers of microfiber in the tongue that I'll show you in a minute, and they were selling them off really cheap with this bamboo booster to go with it, so you could still use the nappy. And I have to say, I've got those ones that were faulty that I got really cheap. They were like half price or something, so I thought I'll definitely get some. And then I've also bought some since then with the proper tongue lining that it has, and they both work pretty much the same. Let me show you one of the proper ones. This is like the apple print that they have. So the way that these work is they've got this really long like microfiber tongue. Microfiber's not usually that absorbent, but this is really good because you can fold it up to fit. If you've got, say, a boy, you can fold it up in the front like that, so you have a lot of absorbency up here. If you have a girl, just literally fold it in half. There are some guidelines on here. Fold it in half and then pop it in the nappy, and it's got a suede cloth top to keep them stay dry, and they are so easy to put on. They fit really great around the legs. Do have to be a little bit careful about absorbency with them. I would typically boost it by putting a bamboo booster in there if I want them to last a bit longer, but they fit so well and they're so easy to use, and they're really soft because it's minky, and I just love these. These are probably my most used cloth nappy that I have, and I absolutely love them, and they adjust really well for different sizes too, so definitely recommend these. The next nappy I have is another Bambooty nappy. It's the Easy One size. This is a super adjustable nappy, very absorbent. It comes with a bamboo tongue in here. Bamboo, oh, by the way, I think the Bamboo Tea Basics now come with a bamboo tongue. And if you can get that, I'd recommend that one. I think it's £1 more, but bamboo is really absorbent. So you can get that one if you've got heavy wetter, go for bamboo. But these ones, the Easy One size, are fantastic. You've got this really thick bamboo insert here. You've got another tongue inside, and they open out like this to help them dry faster. And then they've got an extra snap-in booster here, which is also bamboo, and it's bamboo velour on the top, and it's actually stayed really soft despite being washed a few times, so that's really good. This means when all is said and done, you've got 3 layers of absorbency here, and I've just noticed this one's a bit stained actually. I probably need to give it some stain treatment. But when you snap it up, it goes to quite a big size with these awesome poppers here, but you can also snap it down on the lower rise, and then it's a bit tricky to show this one. I might need to do a video specifically on it. But you basically can fold the top over and make it shorter. And there's poppers underneath the labels which can allow you to snap that down. So it can fit on a pretty small baby, but also go up really big too. And as I said, very absorbent. So I do quite like that one too. The next nappy is the One Size Best Bottoms, which is a USA brand, obviously, diapers. And it is the V2 one. I love the look of this nappy. It's so elegant when it's on, but I do find it works better for girls than boys because of the absorbency inside. The tongue snaps into the back, and the adjustable height is inside, so you basically move these poppers up and down to make it smaller or bigger. The general nappy, there's no poppers on the rise, and it just has a beautiful, beautiful fit on. It's a very trim nappy, pretty absorbent, but like I said, I think it is slightly better for girls. I do find the boys tend to leak out of this a bit more. Next, we're moving on to Bum Genius, which is a very popular brand. I have one of the Bum Genius flips and one of the Elemental. The flip basically has these 2 sections that go together, and you can kind of fold them up for boys or fold them out for girls. With microfiber, they dry really quickly, they fit really easily. I do really like the flip. And then I also have an Elemental, which is a newer nappy by them. Well, it was newer when I last saw it, which you kind of have these layers of bamboo fabric that you fold up to meet the needs of your child. And this is another very trim nappy as well, so some people really like that. I also have, which I'm not going to spend much time on, this sort of knockoff China made nappy, which is like the flip. It has these 2 layers to it, but I'm not going to talk about that one. I do use it a lot. It's like bamboo versus microfiber. It's really great, but you can't really get this. I don't know where you'd buy it from, so I'm not going to talk about it very much. I then have these all-in-2 nappies, which are the Mothercare Smart Nappies. Now these, Mothercare doesn't exist anymore, so you can't buy them new, and they stopped manufacturing these a good few years ago, so you can only get them second-hand now. But they basically have a tri-fold insert inside with this gusset that you put on. I like them. They're quite easy to use, but they're not very absorbent, so I do find I have to boost them. And again, you can't get them new anymore, so I'm going to sort of not talk about them too much. Let's talk about the nappies that I don't really like and I don't really use. One is another knockoff China cheapie that I'm not entirely sure how I got hold of. It's got good gussets and everything, but you need to boost it by using a pocket, and I do not like pocket nappies, and that's partly why you're going to see some of these nappies in here. I'm not a fan of having to stuff and unstuff nappies. I like them to stay all in one and just be together, and I don't have to put them back together and all that sort of stuff. You know, that's just a personal thing, so pockets are going to be low on my list, but a lot of people do like them, so I just thought I'd add that out there. That's why they're going to be low on my list. This is I think it's Magical Potter nappy that I bought, I think off of Etsy, which is in this Ooga Booga print, which I think is really cute. It does have this long tongue, which is bamboo fleece, which is really absorbent and it works quite well, but it's quite wide. I don't know if you can see, it's really wide, and I often struggle to get a good fit with this one. It is cute, but it's just, I don't know, it's not I don't use it very often, not my favourite. This is a Tot Spot, so I think it might be the Easy One size or something like that. I do not like this one. This is the one they have with Minky on the inside, and it just is not absorbent enough. I can use it, but I need to put a heck of a booster inside. I do really like the print, which is the only reason I've kept it, and I do boost it because it's quite good for Christmas. But yeah, I don't like it at all. I've already given away many of my other Tot Spots nappies. I don't find them good to use at all. This is a Charlie Banana one size pocket nappy. I have to say, for a one size nappy, this really is a one size nappy. It adjusts very interestingly. There's a elastic on the inside that you basically tighten. It's got like L, M for large, medium, small, so you can adjust it kind of like a bra strap. on the inside, and that tightens and loosens this elastic. So it does do really good, but it's got 2 microfiber inserts which just aren't absorbent enough for many kids, and also if you've got them both in, it's a bit bulky. I do like the print on the back where it says goodbye disposable hello cloth, which is the only reason I got it. And also back a couple of years ago, Charlie Banana was like the cloth nappy brand. I'm just not a huge fan of pockets, so I don't tend to use this one very much. And the final one that is in my not used very often pile is the Bambino Mio Solo. I know these are quite easy to get hold of, but they are just not very absorbent at all. You will end up needing to boost it very early on. So to me, it's just not worth it. I don't use this one very often either. And the final nappies I'm going to talk about in my stash today are the what's known as Wham nappies, work at home mums. That make cloth nappies, and I have quite a few of these too. So this first one I have here is by Carabumba. Now unfortunately I think most of these brands I got several years ago and they no longer exist now, but you can still find some of these sort of Wham made nappies on Facebook and stuff now, so if you're interested in them, I thought I'd show you some of the styles. This is the Carabumba one. It has a really nice insert on the inside, nice and absorbent. These do tend to be really good absorbent nappies, which is why a lot of people like them. This is an Eco Rainbow Envious cloth nappy with a liner. This one isn't very absorbent. I have to boost it every time I use it, but it has got quite a nice fit to it. I have this lovely green minky. They're very soft. They are quite bulky, these nappies, but again, they're very absorbent. They tend to have this sort of tri-fold on the inside with bamboo fleece, which is very absorbent. As we talked about before, bamboo is very absorbent, and you tuck it inside the nappy like so, and then you basically just pull that around your child, and the snaps are on the waist this way, so you basically snap them that way and you can get a really good fit on your kid. I can't remember the brand's name of this one, but I know she doesn't exist anymore, so I'll just quickly show you the nappies I have there. There's a red one, and then I also have this sort of purple and blue mixed minky print, which I think is gorgeous, with this little shooting star on the back, which is already fraying, which is, I need to kind of trim that off unfortunately. But again, so these ones are bigger, and I tend to only use them when I have a child sort of 4 or 5 months and up, otherwise it's just too bulky. There's another one here, again, not sure of the brand, there's no label on this one, I can't remember. And I have this sort of gorgeous mixed minky print. I think this was Baba's mum, she definitely doesn't exist anymore. And again, you just have this folded insert on the inside. They tend to be very absorbent, even if they are a little on the bulky side. These ones that don't have any prints on the backs, I believe they used to be called workhorses. Not sure if they still are. Here is another one in this gorgeous blue minky print. This lovely rainbow minky print. I love this one. This sort of blue and purple minky print. And then finally, this little monster one, which I really quite like, which has this little embroidery on the back and on the front, and it's also in the rainbow print too. Like I said, pretty much all of these brands no longer exist, so I'm not going to go through what they are, but they are called Wham nappies, and you might see them pop up in like cloth nappy online groups and such. So that is my entire stash of one size or bigger sized cloth nappies. I do have a newborn stash, which I'm not going to show today because I honestly don't think it's worth having a newborn stash. I could do a video specifically talking about that. If you want me to, let me know. And I also have like a couple of wet bags I tend to use with this, but this video is already really long, so I don't want to go into any further. But I hope you found this video interesting, guys. Let me know if there are any nappies you'd like me to focus on more or do any reviews on, what you want to know about them in the comments below, and I'd be delighted to get back to you and get a video done on that for you ASAP. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Do please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Bye everyone.